A quiet suburb. A wrong number. A crime hiding in plain sight. The sirens weren't for me, but they were close enough that I stepped onto my porch barefoot, coffee still steaming in my hand. Dawn painted my street soft blue, the kind of calm that made Maple Crest feel safe, at least until what I saw made my fingers go numb. My house numbers were wrong. Not missing. Not vandalized. Replaced. Perfectly aligned, freshly screwed in, gleaming like they'd been installed by someone who took their time. My heart kicked hard. This wasn't a prank. These numbers were deliberate. Across the street, Karen Whitfield, HOA vice president, the self-appointed dictator of the cul-de-sac, froze mid-step. She was holding a clipboard like a weapon, eyes widening the second she saw me notice the numbers. She masked it fast, but not fast enough. She knew. I set my mug down. Karen, did you do this? She smiled, the kind that never reached her eyes. Warning, Ethan. We had a small correction on file. HOA records showed a different number for your property. That's impossible, I said. I've lived here 5 years. These numbers have been the same since the house was built. Well, she chirped, tightening her cardigan, maybe the builder was wrong. I moved closer. Karen, switching house numbers is actually an improvement, she cut in sharply. You're welcome. She turned, but the tightness in her jaw told the truth, she expected a fight. Inside my house, something felt off. A subtle shift I couldn't name. I walked room to room, checking windows, doors, latches. Nothing was broken. Nothing missing. But the wrong numbers outside pulsed in my mind like a warning. Why would someone change a house number? Only one reason made sense. And it wasn't good. A mislabeled address meant delivered mail rerouted. Packages sent elsewhere. Emergency services directed incorrectly. Property lines blurred. Ownership records compromised. A chill crept up my spine. Someone wanted this house to be considered another house. By midday, strange things began happening. A landscaping company I didn't hire showed up and insisted this was 37B. A package driver tried delivering 3 boxes under a different name. A pizza I never ordered arrived cash only, no number left. Each time, I corrected them. Each time, they apologized. Each time, Karen watched from her window. By evening, I discovered something I couldn't explain. A pink slip on my door, HOA violation for incorrect address display. My jaw clenched. She swapped my numbers, then fined me for it. I marched to the HOA office in the clubhouse, lights off, doors locked, except one. The back door was ajar. I slipped inside. The office smelled like paper, dust, and something else, fear. Then I saw it. A printed map of the community, with my house circled in red. And beside it, scribbled in Karen's sharp handwriting. Transfer before inspection. My throat tightened. Transfer what? To whom? Why my house? Behind me, the back door creaked shut. Someone else was inside. I didn't turn around, I just listened. Slow steps on the tile, careful breaths, someone hiding in the dark. Watching. The phone on the desk suddenly vibrated, screen lighting up. A message preview appeared. Did you change the numbers? Make sure he doesn't undo it. My pulse spiked. This wasn't just HOA drama. This was a setup. I left the office quietly, heart pounding, and didn't look back. As I reached my driveway, I noticed something new, a set of footprints in the dirt under my bedroom window. Fresh. Leading away into the woods behind the street. My phone buzzed, a number I didn't recognize. No caller ID. Just one message. Leave the numbers alone. A threat. That night, I didn't sleep. Because something in Maple Crest was happening right under our noses. And Karen? She wasn't just enforcing rules. She was hiding something. Something dangerous. And I had just stepped directly into it. The deeper he looked, the more the neighborhood twisted. The next morning, Maple Crest wasn't quiet anymore. People stole glances at me, whispering. I could feel it, the wrong number had become an infection spreading through the block. I wasn't imagining it. Something was shifting. I started with what I could control. I unscrewed the fake numbers and put mine back up. Clean, solid, right. 40 minutes later, a citation appeared. Unauthorized number change, $200 fine. Karen didn't waste time. I snapped a photo and started documenting everything: violations, timestamps, deliveries, Karen's behavior. My inner engineer loved evidence. And evidence was going to expose them. I began canvassing neighbors, starting with the one person who hated Karen more than I did, Linda, retired nurse with zero patience for HOA nonsense. She opened the door with a frown. If Karen sent you. She didn't. Someone changed my house numbers. Her face morphed into shock. No, not again. My breath stalled. Again? Linda lowered her voice. 3 years ago, she pulled some boundary stunt on the Thompsons. Next thing you know, their property line got misfiled. Almost cost them their home. Why? Linda shrugged. Power. Money. Someone wanted the lot. HOA covered it up. My stomach turned. I showed her the citation. Her lips tightened. Ethan, this isn't a mistake. Someone is trying to reassign your property. A property reassignment. It hit me like a punch. A felony if done deliberately. I went home and dug into county records. My house deed matched my lot number, but the HOA's internal map, the one I saw circled in red, could confuse inspectors, appraisers, even buyers. Karen wasn't acting alone. Someone with access to county processes had to be involved. That's when I noticed the security camera across the street, the one mounted on Karen's porch. A wide-angle camera pointing directly at my house. Recording every moment I stepped outside. I crossed the street and knocked. No answer. But the camera made a faint mechanical click, like it was zooming. Watching me in real time. That night, I checked my own cameras. Footage from the night before revealed exactly what I feared. At 2:14 a.m., someone walked directly up to my porch, holding a drill. A hoodie, gloves, careful movements. And behind them, Karen. Watching. Supervising. My breath caught. Karen wasn't the one doing the illegal tampering. She was managing it. The person drilling wore a county inspector jacket. Fake? Real? I couldn't tell, but the implication was sickening. Someone official looking. Someone she trusted. Someone committing a felony for her. I enhanced the footage. The hoodie figure turned slightly, revealing a wrist tattoo, a small black crescent. A symbol I recognized. A contractor hired by HOA for maintenance. Someone who had access to residents' yards, windows, and internal records. The conspiracy was bigger than a petty Karen. That night, I set a trap. I reinstalled the real numbers but left a tiny magnetic switch behind them connected to my phone. If the numbers were removed again, I would get an alert instantly. At 3:41 a.m., my phone buzzed. Switch triggered. Front door. I jolted awake, grabbed my flashlight, and moved silently to the window. Someone was out front. Crouched. Unscrewing the correct numbers. Replacing them with Karen's fake ones. The hoodie man again. And behind him, standing like a statue, clipboard against her chest. Karen. I recorded everything. When she looked up, our eyes met through the window. She froze. The hoodie man bolted into the dark. Karen didn't run. She whispered, barely audible across the lawn. You should have stayed quiet. Then she walked away. The truth wasn't safe in private anymore. He had to expose her publicly. The next HOA meeting was packed. Perfect. I walked in with a USB drive, hard evidence, and a heart beating like a war drum. Karen sat at the front table, pearls and posture so stiff it looked glued on. She didn't expect me to show up. Good. The room murmured as I stood. I'd like to present something. Karen's eyes narrowed. This is not the time. It is, I said calmly. Because last night, someone working with you committed a felony. The room erupted. Karen slammed her folder shut. You're out of order. I plugged the USB into the projector. Footage appeared on the screen, crystal clear. The hoodie man drilling. Karen supervising. The numbers switching. At 3:41 a.m. Gasps. Shouts. A few people even stood. Karen's face drained of color. This is fabricated. I played the audio clip next, her whisper. You should have stayed quiet. Silence. Dead, suffocating silence. I laid out everything, the citations, the falsified address corrections, the HOA map with my house circled in red. The transfer before inspection note. This wasn't a mix-up, I said. This was deliberate. This was an attempt to alter property records. That is a felony. Someone yelled, call the police. Someone else, she tried this before. Karen's composure shattered. She lunged toward the projector. You don't understand. I was told to do it. The room froze. Everyone stared. Told by who? I asked. Her mouth trembled. She realized she had said too much. Before she could answer, the back doors burst open. 2 officers walked in. Karen's voice cracked. You called the police on me? No, an officer said, stepping forward. Multiple residents did. Her knees buckled. They cuffed her as she sputtered excuses. Then, as they escorted her out, she hissed at me. You think this ends with me? You have no idea who wanted that house reassigned. A chill rippled down my spine. Someone bigger. Someone above her. Someone still out there. And watching. The neighborhood calmed, but the truth didn't. Karen's arrest made headlines. HOA vice president charged with felony property tampering. Maple Crest tried to return to normal, but normal felt different now, thinner, more fragile. Neighbors thanked me. Some apologized for looking away. But something felt unfinished. Karen's house was sealed off, police tape fluttering in the breeze. I walked past it every morning, noticing things I hadn't before: extra mailboxes mounted behind bushes, coded locks on windows, HOA documents stacked inside through the curtains. Her house wasn't a home. It was an operation site. The hoodie man was never caught. County officials claimed they didn't know him. The tattoo, the crescent, belonged to a subcontractor group known for property adjustments during development disputes. Karen hadn't been lying. She wasn't the mastermind. She was the messenger. 2 weeks later, a letter appeared in my mailbox, no stamp, no return address. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Reassignment denied. For now. No signature. Just a symbol at the bottom. A small black crescent. The same tattoo. My stomach tightened. Someone still wanted my house. Someone organized. Someone patient. That night, I walked to my porch and looked at my house numbers, the correct ones, gleaming under the porch light. They felt like a countdown. Across the street, Karen's house remained dark, silent. But for the first time, I noticed something I should have seen earlier. A second camera. Hidden in her upstairs window. Pointing not at the street, but directly at my living room. Recording. Still powered. Still active. Still watching. The bigger enemy wasn't gone. They were waiting. And this time, they weren't using Karen. They were coming themselves. Fade out.